Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're new here, hello, my name is Casper and I am just shy of 1 year post-op, which is insane. I'm going to be 1 year post-op on Wednesday, the 22nd of February, and I can't believe it's been a year. Sometimes I forget that I've had it, if I'm going to be honest. So I thought to commemorate that, I'd kind of do a brief history of how I managed to get top surgery, kind of how I feel about it then compared to how I feel about it now, and my recommendations. I'm going to try and fit this into 10 minutes because that's a lot of information. But yeah, I thought it's important to kind of share about. So yeah, so how did I get top surgery, basically? Um, I went privately. The surgery itself cost me £7,000. The consultation with my surgeon cost around £300, and then I did have to get a referral from a gender specialist, and that cost me, I think, 150, because I went with the psychiatrist who diagnosed me with gender incongruence or gender identity disorder. Um, they're the guys that helped me get testosterone and all of that fun stuff. And basically, I just had to come to him and be like, "Yo, these are a list of surgeons that I'm looking at going with. This is why I need top surgery. Can you refer me?" And he was like, "Yes. Um, I think those are really good surgeons. I can do that. Send forward a referral." And then I proceeded to email that surgeon. Um, the surgeon I went with was Mr. Danos in Manchester. He is absolutely amazing. I love that man. I emailed him in about August of 2022. I had an online consultation booked with him for October, um, November time. That cost me between £200 and £300. I can't remember exactly. And that was a 2 hour consultation. That was just basically why I think I need top surgery, what I'm hoping to get from top surgery, what kind of surgeon, what kind of like procedure, and my brain goes style, but that's not the right that's not the right word. When I said that I wanted a double mastectomy, I want to keep my nipples, all of that fun stuff, and he was like, "Cool, I can book you in for February." And I was like, "Nice." So I had a surgery date for the 22nd of February. I paid in 2 installments, so I paid half of my surgery money. I think it was like shortly after the consultation, and then the rest of it about a few weeks before surgery, and that made it so much more manageable when it came to like funds and stuff. And then the day before the surgery, I booked a hotel with my friend. I live in Staffordshire, so Manchester is really easy for me to get to, so it was literally just an hour or two on the train. And we went up the night before. We stayed in this really cheap hotel. And then I got an Uber to the hospital, and I had to be there for 8:30, I think it was. I had my surgery by 11:30, and I stayed in the hospital overnight. I got, as part of my surgery price, I was able to get one night in hospital included. And then if I want to stay longer than that, then I had to pay. So I could either have it the night before surgery or the night after, and I decided the night after because I didn't fancy getting on a Manchester train straight after I've just had my tits lopped off. Um, so I stayed over the night after, and then my flatmate and I went back to Staffordshire after. And then I had to have a post-op binder on for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, I had a consultation with him. I went back up to Manchester. And that I didn't have to pay anything extra for that either. And he took the post-op binder off. He took all the bandages and everything off, and said, "Yep, you're all good to go. I will email you in a year to make sure that you're still alive." But that's it from me. And that was like, okay, that's a bit strange. But no, I genuinely cannot fault him and his team. He is the friendliest man I've ever met, but he was also incredibly professional. Um, I have scoliosis and I've had spinal fusion, and he even came in before the surgery and was like, "Are you going to be okay with the post-op binder? Because I know because you're back." And I was like, "Bro, I've used a chest binder for the past 4 years. My spine is going to be fine." But I think that was really sweet for him to just come in and just double check. That was really nice. But no, everything was fine. I didn't have any kinks or anything. Um, as far as like funding it went, I did set up a GoFundMe, but most of the funds came from my own personal fund. It was all of my life savings, and then some, but that was fine. Um, I had some friends who donated to me, and that was amazing. I even had a young journalist email me and ask for an interview to talk about trans healthcare and all of that fun stuff. So that was an absolutely amazing interview. Um, and it was just a bunch of questions about trans healthcare and all of that fun stuff. Um, so that was an amazing opportunity, and he wrote an article about it, and that was amazing. Um, so I'm incredibly lucky from both fronts. As far as like my emotions go towards it, I'm going to be honest. Before I had it, I got very very cold feet. I was very very nervous. I was very worried that I was going to regret it, that it was going to be a waste of money, that it wasn't going to turn out okay, that it was all just going to be this whole shit show, and it was just kind of like, I wish I'd never had this. But it's strange because I've never had anything that's felt more natural. Um, and granted, I didn't have the biggest chest to begin with, but afterwards, I never felt like I had to acclimatize to things. I never had an adjustment period. I never felt that anything was weird or strange. Um, I did, and sometimes still do, instinctually put my hand across my chest when I run upstairs. Um, that was a habit that I had to get out of, but I think that's the most I had to do about adjusting. Um, and it's never felt more natural. And sometimes I do kind of forget that I ever had breasts to begin with, because I go like it's sometimes that you just don't really think about it. My dysphoria is so much better than it used to be. Holy hell! Um, I'm not going to say it's gone because obviously it's not. That's not how it works. um, but it is 10 times better than it used to be, massively, and it's made me a lot more comfortable in my own skin. A little bit too comfortable. I do spend far too much time shirtless. It makes sleeping shirtless a lot easier. It just makes everything so much more comfortable. Um, and I'm so incredibly glad that I had it. Now, the moment that I'm sure many of you have been waiting for, the reveal. What does my chest look like? Um, if you don't want to see scars, don't watch this bit. Um, there's a reason why I put this at the end. Um, I feel like I can't really not show my chest if I'm talking about top surgery results and things like that. So yes, this is what it looks like. Again, if you don't want to see scars, don't watch this. This is what my chest looks like. As you can see, they've kind of stretched out a little bit and they're a little bit uneven, but that's just normal. Stretching does happen over time, and that's just with general living. Um, that's just how they go, how the cookie crumbles. It's not anything I've done per se. It's just what happens. I do have pretty much full sensation in my chest, and I put that down to the fact that I did a lot of massaging and touching of my chest as soon as I could. Literally, as soon as that post-op binder came off, I was out there with bile oil, and not to like get rid of my scars or try and reduce my scars because I don't really care about that. It was more to like improve sensation of my chest, because as I learned from my back surgery, I did not do the same with my back surgery, and I cannot tolerate anyone touching my back because the sensation on my back is just messed up massively. Um, so I did not want that to happen on my chest. So basically, as soon as I could, I was touching my chest, rubbing it, massaging it, and it's massively helped. And I can feel pretty much everything. Yeah, I'm quite impressed about this though. So I have two scars. This is a little bit of a weird thing. But look how close this man came to my spinal surgery scar. I have a scar here, and he literally came within like millimeters of it, and that's quite impressive. Um, yeah, so that's what my chest looks like. Um, things are starting to calm down a little bit more. I am not as good on the massaging as I should be, probably, but I'm not overly fussed because there's not really much more that's going to change now, and I'm not massively fussed about like what the scars look like because most of it's up to genetics anyway. There's not really much that you can do, um, and I've got most of the sensations, so I'm not worried about that either. But yeah, that's everything. I hope that was informative. A little bit of a whirlwind, but yeah. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I am planning on making a video on my testosterone as well because I am nearly 2 years on T, so a lot of milestones in the next couple of weeks. That's very exciting. Until then, stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.